Well, hello, my beautiful Pisces. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your yearly reading for 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam. Okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Pisces, this is your yearly reading for 2025. I can't believe I'm saying that, but here we are. It's come around really quickly. It's going to be wild and wonderful, chaotic, and a little bit weird. But when is it not, of course? And I will tap into your personal energy just to see what's going on for you in 2025. And as I shuffle, I'll let you know all about the planetary alignments, how to really tap into that and what energy it offers you, as well as some global events I feel we should look out for as well. And I will be doing a free competition to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Pisces? What do they need to know for the year ahead, 2025? What is in store for my beautiful Pisceans? Now, it's going to be one of the biggest years of our lives to date. It'll certainly be memorable. We can, of course, all feel globally that it will be a bumpy road ahead, but there are so many incredible opportunities available to you personally, and it really does have so much potential. Now, Venus moved into your sign, my beautiful Pisces, at the very beginning of January, encouraging you to walk boldly into 2025 with an open heart, to romance your life a little bit more, add creative flair in all your endeavors, and aspire to the finer things in life. Follow your heart and fill it with joy. It's a perfect year to find a soulmate, if you're searching, or even deepen your connection with your current partner. But when Mars goes direct from late February, it's an all-out invitation to set your soul ablaze with wild spontaneity and adventure, whilst at the same time hitting your personal targets along the way. This year is more about feeling fulfilled, right to your very core. And of course, this is a perfect time for you to tap into what you feel is the missing ingredient in your life and really discover it in 2025. Now, 2025, of course, will be a bit of an intense year for many reasons. It's a 9-year in numerology, which is the end of cycles, and it demands radical change. But also, of course, it is a time of setting a foundation and attracting better luck. So, it swings and roundabouts. A new chapter requires a new version of you, and that's exactly your approach to many things this year. Karmic cycles are coming to an end. Also, a lot of major planets are hanging out in your sign or Aries, and I almost want to call this year a clash of fire and water, and that's in terms of the major elements we'll see affecting the earth as well. Now, things will really be heating up. Whether you've been good or bad, expect karma to come knocking on your door. 2025 is all about your personal journey. It's about discipline and self-mastery, reprogramming to move away from the past, from old hurts, generational toxicity or wounding, so that you can finally be set free and reignite that spark, that lust for life. Also, Jupiter plays a significant role here too. It wants to reward you for all your hard work over the last couple of years, and it will be a fair exchange based on your karmic debt. Now, this energy, it plays an important role personally for you. Anything that you're passionately creating in your life will leave a legacy. All you dedicate yourself to actually dials up the level of success, and there's a lot of good luck around this year to be tapped into. However, 2025 is the precipice of change, especially on a global scale. And with Saturn and Neptune close to 0 degrees in Aries, which has never happened in recorded history, a new era is birthing something radical. Now, you may see drastic changes in infrastructure or in industries you work in or rely on. We'll see a lot of CEOs or figureheads of governing institutions stepping down this year. And, I did write, my forecast, shall we say, right at the beginning of the year, and I did upload some videos mentioning already what is to come. And I did mention CEOs and figureheads stepping down, and we've already seen a major one step down. There is more to come, but I want you to be aware, of course, it's just a change of face. The old guard remains the same, shall we say, for now. But Saturn and Neptune, they have been conjunct before, of course, but never at 0 degrees Aries, which will be exact as we move into 2026. And this is a pretty big deal. This conjunction has collapsed empires in the past. But at 0 degrees Aries, this is new. So it could be a fiery clash to topple old structures, rules, regulations, establishments, or traditional ways of doing things that are not working. They suddenly and radically change. For example, a most notable Saturn-Neptune conjunction saw the Berlin Wall fall. And you can actually Google online what other empires or their legacies collapsed during this type of conjunction, which may indicate what we might have in store on a global scale too. Now, on a personal level, this is actually a really positive energy. It helps you challenge yourself to try new approaches or new technology, see new places, and meet new faces, for example. This is also the year of the wood snake in Chinese astrology, which overall is actually very auspicious. And it's about shedding old skin and, rejuvenating, rebirthing, as it were. But remember, snakes can be charmed. And Pluto works extra hard this year to help you increase your intuition, to see behind motives of whoever is playing the pipe, or indeed whoever is paying the piper. This is about seeing below the surface. And basically the world is shedding its metaphorical skin this year. Things are shifting, especially in terms of physical landscapes. So personally, you may be on a quest for newness this year. Breaking down repeat cycles or patterns, getting out of predictability, shall we say. And the Earth itself is also shifting. So we'll see more seismic activity, even in areas not prone to it. Large volcanic activity will increase, as well as the potential for water-related events. Areas I'm drawn to in particular are the Pacific Plate, specifically an underwater volcano, as well as the Nevado de la Ruiz and St. Helens. Right now, I'm seeing Yellowstone as well. Okay, I'm not really being given a specific place there, but I just saw the word Yellowstone in the water. So that's something that's coming up. That's not something that I've mentioned before in my previous readings, but it just popped up now. I always have to honor what comes up in the moment. But also, we'll see some, radical activity along the Ring of Fire, as well as African Plate. And this one is an obvious one. This area in the world, Turkey and Indonesia, will see a lot of activity this year, but they tend to. So perhaps it's not something that's a surprise, but it may increase in its strength. Now, we'll also see a gradual increase in solar flares affecting power grids, so we may have some power outages this year until we reach solar maximum in July. So keep a torch handy. This too shall pass, nothing to worry about there. And I wish I could tell you that this crazy weather will calm down, but unfortunately it will only increase, and we may even see a Category 6 added to the hurricane system. And I really hope I'm wrong on that, but I'm just putting it out there. Maybe I want to take it back so that it doesn't happen. But tangible assets, financial structures will also be revolutionized. Economically, we may see a challenging year ahead globally, but in order to come out the other side positively, we must go through. It's a year of sustainability and self-sufficiency. There's a lot of good things happening, but of course there's a lot of restructure going on too. 2025 will reveal revolutionary advancements in technology as well, especially in the area of healthcare, which is very positive. And just when you thought that you couldn't be shocked any further because there's so much going on, Neptune and Pluto gang up on well-known figures to expose those in the public eye who are up to no good, especially the ones on our dime, okay? Now, this year, ultimately, it's about seeing below the surface, removing the layers. And ultimately, it is about purifying, detoxifying, getting back on track, and being successful in all you personally dedicate yourself to. And on a deeper note, of course, the North Node forces you to look at what you've been accepting that, you should be outgrowing at this time. Anything that's caused you pain, sadness, hardship, anything that you truly do not deserve. This is about facing it head on, whether it's a relationship, environment, or even a lifestyle choice. This is the year to face it with a smile in your heart, fully understand what what needs to change or what you need to walk away from. And in that very moment of empowerment, you realize what you're truly capable of to transform and transcend, to live life without limitations, and of course, aspire to live your best life. So looking at your energy, I feel like you're very grounded in your plans, a lot of discipline here, very busy, productive year ahead. Things are really coming together for you. And your first card is Connection Biome. So that indicates that, you are looking at your goals from a higher perspective. I feel there is an energy here of you wanting to be more connected to people, find your soul tribe, maybe even connect to your neighborhood or your community in deeper ways. I feel also this is you like plotting and planning all the things you want to do throughout the whole of the year. So this could be a month where January is all about analysis. It's about getting organized, being decisive. There's so many things here to explore in this card. I feel like you are kind of like, okay, I want to experience that. I want to do more of that. I want to try that out. I want to block book lots of exciting things in the year ahead. The world energy tends to be about your goals, focusing on, all the things you want to accomplish, setting a plan in motion. Also when we have the biome, this is about you kind of looking at where you feel like home is. And that could be you looking at your neighborhood. Some of you, not all of you, may be actually planning to either be more nomadic or travel more this year. If you're an entrepreneur, that may be possible. You may be like taking your work on the road, or perhaps you are going to destinations that you've never visited before. But also, this is about, your kind of like personal ecosystem, as it were. Who gets to ride with you in 2025? Who is your closest, allies? Who are you connecting to in terms of your work or your projects? This is all about alliances. It's about relationships. And it's also about, what goals you're taking with you as well. This card, it indicates that, the whole of your goal is broken down into parts. Okay, so you're compartmentalizing, you're prioritizing, and I feel like the energy is that you're in the flow. You're aware of what needs to be done. You are strategizing, and you are being very productive in the month of January. I feel it is a nice pace for you as you come into January. A lot of you, it's like back to business. It can be that you're back in the swing of things. Now you're focusing on your finances, because this is kind of like a financial card. It can be that you are getting back on your financial goals, especially if there was a little bit of excess spending in the previous season. I feel like you're topping up or replenishing there. This card is number 44. So when you reduce it, of course, it's 8. So that means you're prioritizing your own needs. You are communicating yourself in an efficient way to have your needs met there. But also, the biome connection, it can indicate that you are either hitting the gym, for example, going to a place where lots of people go to, because the biome is about people coming together. It can be also that you are maybe doing more events where people are coming together. This could be something you're just booking. For example, if you have a hobby, it could be that you're taking a course of learning, trying to hone your skill in some way. And, you may come together with a group of people. It could be something you're booking in January for, some other month. I feel a lot of you, it could be for February or April there, and definitely in May, there's something. So maybe it's a course that's going to last a couple of weeks there. For some of you, this is about new knowledge. I'm going to pull a card on it just to clarify what's going on, but it's almost like you're looking at everything. You're dissecting your life in January, going, okay, what's next? What do I want to accomplish? I feel like you're setting those intentions, and I definitely see that you're on target. Now, of course, when you get the biome, this can also be inside and outside of yourself. So I definitely see detoxifying, decluttering, getting your life and your world in order. So I feel this is about you focusing on everything, but realizing that you don't have to do it all at once. Really get to the inner core. What's important? Prioritize that, and everything else shall slot into place there too. Okay. Now, also, I feel some of you are considering working more closely with your community. So it could be that you're interested in doing something in the community, or perhaps some sort of charity work this year. I feel this is an energy also of being more mindful of the world, trying to make your part of the world a better place. And we've got the Strength card to clarify. So this is an indication that, this year you're being more bold and daring. It's like you're being as positive can be, to be hopeful that actually, this is going to be a great year. And I definitely see that it is going to be a really great year for you there. I would say in August, there's a little bit of managing your stress levels or pressure there. So I will tap into that and see what's going on. You know, life, it's all about the ups and downs, the cycle of life. It's not always rainbows and unicorns. And most of us know that it's actually challenges and lessons that we didn't ask for. And, you know, just trying to spin all the plates. And I feel a lot of you are encompassing that energy. You're focusing on your bills, your responsibilities, your tasks, you know, projects that also make you feel complete or give you something that you feel nourishes your soul. As you can see right in the center of that card, there is, wonderful tree there. So it's about zooming out, but also zooming in to what is important, you know, planting roots, really grounding yourself in 2025 and giving it your best shot. And, you know, this card, it means you're a force to be reckoned with. It means you're breaking ties to 2024. So if you found 24 a challenge, I definitely see that this year you're, hitting the ground running, and it's going to be a different year for you, different energy. Sometimes we move into another year and we think, oh, it's going to be more of the same, right? But I feel this year it hits a little bit different for you. This card indicates that you're powerful. You'll have all the resources available to you to start your year off on a good foot. It also indicates different self-care needs. So it can indicate that you are comfortable in your own skin. You're building in confidence. You're saying, you know what, I've got this, and you're moving forward with tenacity. This card can also indicate that you're breaking the chains literally to the past. So it doesn't have to be like just 2024. It can be that it's the end of a challenging cycle for you, that you are more powerful than your struggles or the obstacles that have been in your way. I feel like you have a clearer path this year, and you know, this card can indicate the courage of your heart. You know, being open-hearted, saying, you know what, anything's possible and I'm open to it. And, you know, this is almost like a year of yes for you, where you're saying, yep, I got this. I'm going to have new experiences, new people come into my life. I'm going to, you know, have it all, as it were. So I feel there is a positivity there. And I also feel like you want to take more risks this year, maybe calculated ones. So it's new destinations, new places, you know, opening up to talking to different people from your usual kind of like social circle. I really feel there's an energy of creativity this month as well, and breaking free from drama. Much more peaceful environment. I feel like you're protecting your inner peace there. Let me just go and get another card to clarify a few more details, because the Strength card, of course, is actually number 11 in this deck, and 11 is a soul path number. Normally the Strength card is number 8. Okay, and as you can see there, we've got number 11. So I feel this is about you focusing on your life's purpose, your soul mission. You know, I feel like you're really tackling things head on and being bold and daring and a go-getter, you know, and also a goal setter. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles there. So focusing on practical issues like your projects, your plans, focusing on independent wealth. Some of you may launch a business, or if you're an entrepreneur, it's like setting new money-making ideas into practice so you increase your wealth. The Queen of Pentacles is to multiply finances. So I do see that a little bit more money coming in, but I feel, you know, it's to replenish. And as you move into February, I feel there could be a little bit more money for you to save, is what I'm seeing there. But ultimately, this is about you asking yourself, what deserves my time? When you think about the Queen of Pentacles is an earth energy. Even though you're a water energy, we all tap into that grounded side of ourselves. And that pentacle is investment. So it's like, where am I going to invest my time? What is worthy of my attention? So I really feel that you're strategizing and being practical about what you feel you should focus on in order to help it nourish and grow. A lot of you, you're focusing on your health in the month of January, of course, and I feel that, you've been doing this since December. A lot of you have been like thinking about health-related issues, or perhaps, kind of like detoxifying or setting an intention to make sure that you're on top of your health goals there. But this card, it literally means that you are the gardener who is attending to what you've planted already. So whatever seeds, ideas, I feel like you are sustaining and maintaining, nourishing them a little bit more, but also, planting new ideas and really being the architect of your dreams, shall we say. This is a card indicating that you're working hard to make your life, more independent or free, but also to maintain or sustain a certain position there. I would also say that you're trying to aspire to a life of comfort. I mean, we all are, of course, but this is about conservation. There is more abundance being attracted to you this year, but I feel this is about you kind of like recognizing that health is wealth, as well as, of course, money is wealth. But I feel some of you may invest in yourself, but also in terms of like courses online, things like that. But also I feel like you may be doing some DIY or restructuring in the home space, decluttering, kind of like throwing out the old to embrace the new, or simplifying your life and your home space in some way. Some of you may even launch a business from home or a business idea from home in the month of January. I really feel like you're being practical, you're being organized, and I feel like, you know, you're working hard. And I feel like you're overcoming any challenges. I felt a lot of difficulty occurred in 2024. Don't get me wrong, I feel like you had a lot of wins and accomplishments, but also I feel it was challenging. And this year, it feels like you're taking all those lessons with you, and it feels just a little bit easier as you move into January, then into February there as well, okay? I feel there's a lot of opportunity swirling around you, and that opportunity kind of shows up for you in February, okay? For some of you, if you're out of work, for example, and you're looking for a role, a position, especially in January, I feel as you start to close out January and come into February, I feel there's an interview there, or some sort of appraisal, or some sort of meeting where you like get a wonderful role. I feel there's an energy here of you getting a status role, like a managerial role or some sort of role that brings in good money, but you will staircase. You know, there is a stepping stone, and I feel this could be a stepping stone role to something even better later on in the year. So if you're looking for a new role or you're out of work, I definitely see you increasing your finances and getting a role that is really positive, but there's more increase in your finances to come, and new status. You'll get a new title before the year is out, is what I see there, okay? Now, you know, a lot of you also, if you've just retired, for example, some of you may have just decided to retire, and 2025 is your year to really explore who you are, have more of your own time. I see you traveling a lot. I feel a lot of you could be like planning a large kind of like travel destination or an event that you're going to be doing. So I feel there's a flurry of activity here. I feel like you're on the move. So if you're retired, I see a lot of that happening, or perhaps you're just back in the flow of like your projects or the events that you go to. There's just an energy here of you kind of like being super busy in February, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're retired, whether you are currently out of work. I feel like you will be in some sort of work there. I just feel there's a lot of activity because of the nature of the card, but also I feel there's some travel mixed in. So it could be quick trips, but I feel there's a larger kind of like destination that you're either booking or that you're actually going to be going to, I guess, in January or February. It's just giving me an energy of like travel in and around these 2 months, okay, January and February. So some of you could be having a getaway there. But let's come back to February. As we move into February, faster paced month, okay, I feel like you are going to be multitasking. You have many options to connect to. I also feel there is an energy of you coming out of a very challenging time. And I feel this is something that you experienced in 2024. So it could be something that you finally, you know, close a cycle of in that cusp period between January and February. So I feel finally you let go of something that has been challenging, and it just sets you free for the rest of the year, whatever that is. Now, of course, it says motion air. So a lot of you, especially if you're an entrepreneur, the internet is going to work really well for you. I see you diversifying. I see you having like international links. I feel some of you go global. There's an energy here of people noticing what you do, or having like a spotlight on your industry where things pick up pace. Some of you, you know, could go viral, for example, if you're online or have a social media platform. If you're in a career, I definitely see that there's progress being made here. And for some of you, that financial progress, you know, I see bonus energy around April for you if you are in a career where you can get a bonus. And if you're an entrepreneur, it could be that you are like coming up to tax time or the end of year of your kind of like tax year. And it can be that you pay that and then you can afford to give yourself dividends, or however it works. I'm not sure how business works, but that's what I'm seeing there. But that's April time for you. But I feel like you're in the flurry of activity. So new ideas. Air is all about the mind, so it can be that suddenly you are brainstorming and you're moving forward with productivity, and I feel like you are organized, and horses always represent progress. So you're going to see a measure of success in the month of February there. Now, it's number 22, which actually is a master number, which means you don't really divide it or add it to anything. It stands alone, which means this is a big month for you. This is a big month for you to hit your targets. It's a big month to sustain anything you were working towards. And also, it's an energy of being flexible and grounded and allow yourself free thought, but also free movement. So I feel this is a move and choose kind of month where you are making great decisions. You're on point. You're articulate. You are, being really resourceful. If you're having a meeting during this time, you're going to find the words to really stand out from the crowd, as it were. This is a great period to influence a situation that perhaps needs influencing. So whether you're trying to convince someone to give you an opportunity, I don't feel like you need to, okay, is what I'm basically saying. I feel it's a standalone month where you actually stand out. Of course, we all have to make an effort to accomplish whatever it is that we want, but I feel like your work ethic or your talent, it stands alone and it actually speaks for itself. Also, this could be a card where, it's a very busy month. You have a lot on your plate. You've block booked many events to go to. I do feel this sociable energy in January and February. So I feel a lot of you could be seeing people you haven't seen for a long time. And I feel there is an energy here as well of reunions. Okay. I feel there could be someone breezing into your town also during this month of February, and it could be someone who is unexpected. They message you last minute and say, hey, I'm in town and I didn't think I'd have time to see anyone, but I do, and I choose to see you. So if you're around, I would love to see you. I really get reunion energy in the month of February there for you. Okay. Now, I feel it's important to make sure that you honor your energy in the month of February, because I feel it is a bit of a hustle bustle month. You could be pushed and pulled in many different directions in that month. But I also feel like you're going to love the pace. Okay. I feel like you're on top of things. Any projects, look at that. It's a continuation almost of January. That's why I feel they're connected in some way. So I feel like you have the resources, you're powerful, you're in a good position. I feel like you're free, nothing's holding you back, you're unstoppable in your energy. I feel like you're ambitious, and I feel, that release of the beast within, that creative beast, that passion, that lust for life. I really feel that, this is a power play month as well, where you stand out, where you are basically unstoppable. I've already mentioned that, but I feel this is about you realizing what you're capable of and really aligned with your sense of purpose. So let's go and get another card to see what's going on there for you. I'm also being given energy that you're taking your mind to places that perhaps you felt have been off limits. Okay. And what I mean by that is, if you're into meditation, for example, it could mean that you reach a higher level of attainment, or you have a breakthrough on something that you've been thinking about. You're very cerebral this month. It feels like everything is starting to come together for you. And it could also be that you think about ideas like, well, what if I did that? Well, no one's ever done that before. Okay, well, it's unique and it's daring and it's bold and I stand out. So yeah, I'm going to go do it. Maybe something that your family's never done before that you're doing in this month. Or perhaps it's something that everyone says, oh my gosh, you can't do that. That's so difficult. And you're like, well, watch me. You know what? It excites me. I'm enthusiastic. I'm going after it. And they're going to watch you thrive in this circumstance, whatever it is. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles there. Horses, very relevant. I mean, for some of you, if you own horses, for example, it could be a great month in terms of some sort of competition, for example, something's offered to you, or some sort of bursary or finance comes your way regarding that. I'm being given the energy of livery, okay, that's coming through, of course, which is connected to horses, but I'm going to move away from that energy. I feel more than anything that this is like more money coming in, dependable, steady finances, taking a certain route, which is going to be hard work. Don't get me wrong, this is a card of hard work, but it means you get a payoff. Though, knights tend to be messengers, just like pages. So I feel this is evidence of your dedication and your determination. it pays off, okay? It could be in a financial way. Also, it could be your health is on optimum levels. You have more energy than you've had before. Also, something that was stagnant moves forward is what I'm being given. Whatever that is, please apply it to your situation. I feel something that was either put on hold or something that perhaps, you know, was just at a plateau, because you may be looking at glass ceilings that you've experienced in your life right now. Like you've only come so far, but you haven't come this far to just come this far. I feel like you're smashing through that glass ceiling, whether it's in your career, whether it's in your health, whether it's in, you know, your environment. I feel, you know, this horse is stationary and these horses are on the run. So I really feel that, you know, something that was stationary now picks up pace, moves forward, and, you know, it's really exciting. Now, for some of you, this could be connected to like visas, passports. If you've been applying for like a driver's license or something in the way of documents, I feel suddenly things pick up pace, or they're now being processed and you can now utilize that service. It doesn't have to be visas, passports, things like that. It can be a service that perhaps you've been thinking about applying for and it's taken a time to set it up, but now it gets moving. And a lot of you, that Knight of Pentacles is, you know, money coming on in. It means you're stable financially, you're being patient with your goals. It's also an energy here of you persevering, you know, just focusing on a task or something that you have invested in, because there's a lot of investment in yourself at the beginning of the year. You know, this would also connect to being at the gym, for example, sustaining your position to go to the gym, or your desire to go to the gym. Could also be that you are sustaining your interest in your projects or something bold and daring that you're doing there, okay? So I feel this is a very positive card that indicates, you know, you're in a stable position, things are working really well, and, you know, there's no radical change there. It feels like you're building upon whatever it is that you're doing right now in a really positive way. Now, as we move into the month of March, we've got solitariness, desert. A lot of you may withdraw during this month because it's been a fast-paced month the month before. You know, February, it is going to take a lot of energy to keep on target for whatever it is that you're doing. But also, as you move into March, it's a bit more of a respite month. You're still focusing on your goals, being productive, but it means that you may withdraw in order to have focus without distraction. And also, some of you may have a little bit of a quick getaway. This could be a month where you either go on a spiritual retreat for some of you, or if you don't have that luxury, which most of us don't have that luxury, of course, it could be that, you know, you take a day for yourself in order to poodle around the house, do some things for you, maybe take yourself out into nature, or do some really deep thinking. It's a soul-searching month. It means you've withdrawn hermit energy in order to really reflect on who you are, what path you're on, and whether you're on the right path. Also, I feel there's an energy here of you realizing you're not alone. Okay, even in your moments of being alone, you're not truly alone. Your guides are with you. You're protected in all your endeavors. There's two sets of footprints here. Even though there's one person on that swing, you know, there's two sets of footprints which highlight that, you know, someone always walks with you and protects you along the way. And you may ask for a sign from this person in the month of March, and I feel a really large sign will come for you. Please ask specifically for a sign and you'll get it, especially in the month of March. I mean, signs are all over the place. We see them all the time, but March is a big month for synchronicities and for signs and omens, okay, is what I'm being given. Also, ask a question to the universe and you shall get an answer, and it may be immediate. I'm just seeing someone right now. It feels very city-based, like someone's on the subway going down the travelator, the escalator in the subway, and kind of ruminating on a problem or asking what is my path? Am I on the right path? And someone seeing these little billboards pass by as you're on the travelator, and a specific message saying you're on the right path. Trust the process, or something like that, and where you're like, whoa, I just asked for a sign and I was just thinking, am I on the right path? And then there's a correspondence outside of yourself that highlights actually you are on the right path. So look out for that, especially in March. But this card It's number 13, which is death card energy. So it can indicate that you're making some changes. And these may be personal changes that you're not actually displaying to anyone. Even though I feel like you want to be more connected this year, more open-hearted, reveal a little bit more about yourself, there may be something you're doing in private in the month of March that you feel, it's like off limits, or you go off grid for a little bit just to really formulate more plans or keep on target, staying away from any kind of distractions, but also any temptations in this month. As you can see there as well, there's some parakeets in this. So this would be a month where some of you, especially if you're in a high level commitment with your partner, you could have like a little romantic getaway during this time. I feel this is about you thinking about your legacy as well as we start to approach your birthday season in the year. It feels very much like you're just thinking about who you are, how far you've come, what it is you're trying to accomplish and what you're about, your morals, your values. So I feel a real sort of contemplation energy. I mean, also there's an energy here of some of you looking at the nature of your friendships, how they may have changed. They're evolving. And I really get a sense here as well that you're tapping into this sense of recognizing that when you're alone, it's not loneliness, it's solitariness. It's really about you being precise about the things you want in life, really romancing your life. This figure is on a swing. So it's kind of like really nice time. It's kind of like suspended, kind of like just enjoying oneself, really tapping into the playful side of yourself. And you may like go out on a date with yourself or go to a gallery or, do something that's really fun for you, but in a very independent way. And some of you, especially if you're in a career and you're working for a company, it could be that you are putting things in motion to go solo on, a project or, an entrepreneurialship. I feel like a lot of you are thinking about being more independent this year. And even if you are in a role, it could be a month where you are offered a standalone position or perhaps, headhunted for a role where you have more creative clout, where you kind of like are managing people. Remember, it's lonely at the top. That's what they say. So it could be that you're doing something that's actually really exciting. You're getting a promotion, for example, or you have settled in a promotion that you got earlier in the year, and it feels very much like now you're commanding a group of people. And these may be people that you have worked with on the same level for years, but suddenly you're elevated. So it feels that something's changed about their mannerisms towards you or the environment. But actually, I feel like you're comfortable in that position because remember, she's on a swing there. I also feel like you want to do more fun things, definitely in this month. So we have, Emperor, the Sun, the World. The Emperor can represent promotion. So I feel, the beginning of the year is strong promotion vibes for you. So it could be that you settle into a position during this time. The World card, it's something connected to your goals. So it could be that you are being stricter with yourself, that you're withdrawing, not having any distractions. You're focused on, completing a task or a project. You're really up against it. Some of you may actually have a time-sensitive issue or like a time-sensitive project that you're working on, so you just withdraw into self in order to accomplish it. The Sun card indicates it's a really great month. So some of you may also go walking in nature or in the sun or have a quick getaway. This is a travel month with that World energy there. Some of you may also be thinking about emigrating this year, and it could be that you really go off to think, is this right for you? Or you may be looking at structures because the Emperor can be structures or getting advice from people who've already done it or legal kind of advice on how to do it. So it could be that you are gathering knowledge. A lot of you, new knowledge this year is so important, whether you are trying to upskill or just learn more about yourself and the mind, the human body, or, really invest in your world. Be completely present. Your first card, it's like you're promising yourself to be completely present in all that you do. And, that you're looking at your personal circumstances so that you can get the best out of life. And the Sun card, it indicates a time of awakening, blossoming, but also vision. It's clarity. So some deep thinking going on in the month of March there for you. But also, the sun came out there and there's a sun present. I would also say that this is a month to focus on hydration, okay, because the desert can indicate you're a little bit parched, or perhaps it's about you tapping into what you feel is missing from your life, something you're thirsty for. I'm also getting an energy that you're thriving in like challenging environments. So it could be that, you feel there's not much opportunity for you, or you feel that things are a little bit like challenging during this time. Not a struggle, because this figure is not struggling. And the cards that I've clarified, they're not struggle cards. If you had a Tower, then I'd be like, okay, maybe there's a little bit of like transformation or upheaval there. But this feels like a comfortable kind of like suspended energy where you're making some quiet changes perhaps, but you're very cerebral in this month, thinking about your process. And, a decision also may need to be made in this month. So quiet time in order to really hear the whisperings of your heart. Very important there. Okay. Now I'm just going to pull a card in this deck, because I feel like a sudden revamp energy coming, and it's on the cusp of March to April. The energy completely changes there for you, and could be something big happens in that month. Maybe something you're not going to tell anybody. Queen of Wands and the Nine of Swords. I would say some of you are looking at better quality sleep, beauty routines as well, really focusing on your kind of like rituals of how you condition the body, for example. Nine of Swords can indicate that some of you also you may just take a little bit more downtime, especially if you're someone who suffers with migraines, okay? I feel some of you may just withdraw into self to just rest a little bit. You may actually find a practitioner during this month, if you suffer with migraines, who can really help, who really, gives you a very sort of like sensitive approach, caring and understanding approach to the issue at hand, and actually gives you great advice that helps you feel on optimum. Because of course the Queen of Wands is there, which means, better energy levels, almost like a renewed energy, that suddenly you are back to life, that perhaps, you're in a better position there. So I feel there's an energy where you conquer something. The Nine of Swords could also indicate that you're reflecting on, your energy levels and what drains them, or fear, the power of the mind. Because sometimes when we think about what could go wrong, we can catastrophize. We can actually attract it towards us. So I feel you're looking at the power of your mind and recognizing that, you're actually in a very powerful position, especially in the month of March there. And I feel like you're in a state of magnetism. This is a card which means whatever you put your attention to, it grows, but also that you attract more opportunities, more people. I mean, the Nine of Swords is present. So it could be that you spend your time with a group of people, or it's very peoply in the month of February there, and you just need some quiet time alone, because it's just given you like an overwhelming sense of enough. But let me just pull a quick card on that Nine of Swords for you to see a little bit deeper. Queen of Wands is a very positive energy. It can also mean that you're keeping a tight rein on your finances, but also you may kind of like treat yourself during this month, a little something, a little treat to you, maybe a little getaway, or as I said, a spa day, or perhaps it's a day where you just like wander around the shops, or just go to a gallery. That's what's coming out there. Just clarifying this Nine of Swords. We've got the Eight of Swords there. So some of you, maybe something has plateaued, or you've got to a certain position. I feel it's positive, whatever position it is. The Emperor did come out there when I was clarifying. So it can be that you've reached a certain level and you're just a little bit nervous. Actually you're in a great position. I feel like you're standing out from the crowd. The spotlight is on you for success, but it can be like sometimes we get a little bit doubt. When things start to go really well for us, we start to wonder where the fly in the ointment is, but also it can be that, imposter syndrome. Sometimes we doubt whether we can sustain and maintain things, but actually I feel it's just a blip. Swords are of the mind, so it can indicate that, there are some doubtful or limiting thoughts that come in, but this is about quietening the inner critic, because sometimes when we sit with self, we think about everything flows in, the good and the bad. So I feel this is about acknowledging that you're setting yourself free. Eight of Swords, this is about feeling a little bit stuck. So it could be that you're identifying what causes you sadness, or what kind of like makes you feel doubt. Also, I want you to be aware that this can be like some of you withdrawing from a situation because you feel that someone has overstepped a mark, okay? I mean, it could be a very sensitive month. That's what I'm feeling. I mean, Nine of Swords can also be cleansing. So I feel it's like cleansing the past. And in order to do some deep reflecting on a cycle that is coming to an end or something that you're withdrawing from, it can raise certain emotions to see if they have a trigger anymore. And if they still have a trigger, it means a little bit more work needs to be done on that. I would say because the presence of the Queen of Wands is there, I actually feel some of you, especially when it comes to your looks, you may have some confident issues. I feel this is about like overriding that inner critic and recognizing actually that you're really attractive both inside and out. And it's not about aesthetics, but I feel this is about how you feel about yourself. Okay, I actually feel like you're having a glow up in this month and there's a lot of good things happening for you, but there's something there that's on your mind that may try to ruin your parade, as it were, but don't allow it to. You're in control of the thoughts. You know, I feel actually this is a month where you're actually leading with your passions, or maybe you're thinking about something and brainstorming something passionate to do that really kicks off in the month of April there, because as we move into the next month, actually there's more energy and there's magic around you. This is about you recognizing that the world as you know it is in your hands. So you're doing something about changing a situation that you feel is stuck, or perhaps it's been on your mind for a while, because I feel an empowerment energy with this card. It's number 43 when you reduce it. 4 plus 3, of course, is 7. So this means that you're in a state of moving forward. There's ambition here. I feel this is magician energy. So your manifestations are kind of like magnetized towards you. That's why I'm not surprised to see on the cusp that Queen of Wands energy. I feel that something is delivered to you that you've been manifesting for a long time, and it gives you a sense of power and peace, but also it makes you acutely aware of the power of the mind. You know, when we get into a negative state, which we all do, we're all human, it's an emotion that descends upon us when we feel either things are going too well or when we feel that we're stuck in a cycle of repeat and we feel we cannot get out of it. That frustration, that energy kickstarts us into challenging ourselves to transform. And I feel this is a transformative month for you in April. Now, this is big bonus month for some of you. There's more money in this month for a lot of you. That's coming through. And I mean, this card is also about seeing that there's magic to be found everywhere in the world, but we must stop to look for it. Sometimes we're so busy. So I feel maybe you're discovering some magic as you take a little bit of downtime from the month before, and suddenly you see how all these signs and symbols are giving you life, that it just feels like, yes, you are on the right path, but you needed to take stock of things and really see things from a grounded perspective before you can really believe in that magic that's surrounding you. Okay. I also feel that, yeah, there's a manifestation coming towards you, something that you've dreamed into being or that you have worked really hard to manifest. Okay, I feel like you're very focused in this month. I feel your talents certainly are on display. So whether you're in a career or you're an artist, what I mean by that, so whether you are in any career, whether you're an artist, whether you are a musician, whether you work in a company or whether you have your own business, you know, I feel there's a lot of energy around you to create new things, new ideas, new approaches, and kind of work in a different way. And yeah, Emperor energy, you know, you're completely organized, on target, successful, powerful. You know, this is a card that you're protecting your, you know, acquisitions or assets, anything you worked really hard for. So this is a big savings month, being stricter with your budget. I would also say this is a card that indicates that you're very protective with the people around you. You may visit family and friends during this time and, you know, just feel really connected to them. And I also see you celebrate someone's good news in this month, not just your own, but you create space for a spotlight for someone else's news to come to the fore. So I would definitely say here that if you're with a partner, you know, I feel that you have some really good news, but also you celebrate and allow your partner to shine with their good news as well. That's a true measure of love, to share the spotlight, right? But I'm also being given this energy of structure, working really well for you, being organized, you know, being disciplined. And, you know, this card can also indicate some of you take some advice from a previous month and you make it work to your advantage. There's achievement here. I feel like you're sort of strong-willed in this month. Headstrong is what I'm being given. And I feel like you just have this ambition and this drive to stay on top of your targets and maintain a certain level in your life. So It's not that things are not happening. It feels like it's business as usual. You have a lot of responsibility in this month, but you also have the energy to take things to the top, to make sure that you are on target. And it's almost like when you get this good news or whatever it is that's being delivered, then it's almost like you don't really take stock of it. You're kind of like on to the next thing. So really do celebrate the moment, because I feel it is a monumental milestone in the month of April. Yeah, Seven of Wands, you're at your personal best, independent energy, you are protecting your position. You know, this could also indicate that although this is an alchemy magic card, you know, there's a lot of great things happening for you. It could be a month where the pressure is on. It could be that you are super focused. You don't want distractions. You're limiting anybody from getting in the way of what you're focused on. Seven of Wands can be, there's a bit of pressure there. You know, life is not without pressure, unfortunately. But, you know, the Seven of Wands can be that, you know, you are kind of like defending your position or defending yourself in a good way. You're making a stand in something. Maybe some of you are doing a petition for something, or you're like marching for something, or you're actually involved in the neighborhood and standing up for somebody or something there. I feel, you know, this is a good position to be in because it means success. It means you're at the top. It means that you are standing for something that you feel is right and it will be heard. Now, also, of course, the Seven of Wands is a card of not conforming, you know, not listening to other people's expectations of you. This is about you doing your own thing, marching to the beat of your own drum, being inspired and, you know, being confident in all your endeavors. So I would say very passionate month, very creative month there for you. Now, also, I would just say, and I'm almost not wanting to say it, but I'll say it. Some of you, there is the potential, especially if you have a car, that there could be like a speeding fine, for example, in this month. I see there that there's something in it that either the sign is not readily available, or it doesn't have to be a speeding ticket, because I'm almost feeling like it's not speed. So it could be that, for example, I don't know what else it could be. I'm just getting an energy of like an officer kind of going, hey, what was that about? And with the Seven of Wands, I feel like they actually just give you like a smack on the wrist. Like, okay, you know what? Don't do it again. If I catch you doing it again, then we're going to be talking. But that's not to say that you go zooming around and think that you're invincible in this month, because no, I feel like, you know, whoever it is, they take you to task, but I feel there's something there about a car. Now, of course, that's not going to resonate with all of you, but I just feel like there is a conversation. Someone actually like talks to you about it and says, okay, look, you know, you were doing this, or maybe you don't. Maybe the sign is not visible or something. It's almost like they let you off with a bit of a warning to say, okay, I understand the position you're in, but make sure you're just more aware next time. Okay, there's something in that. So I'm just going to leave that there. That's not going to resonate with all of you, but that's come out there. Okay, now as we move into the month of May, this good news that you've had, because something is showing up for you, something that you'll celebrate in the month of April, you just feel like on top of the world here. In May, it just feels like you are connected to your heart space. You're totally in alignment with your heart's desire. You know, you're in harmony. And it says here, life breath. So, you know, I do feel that you are fully in control of your circumstances and life feels good. You know, this is a card also where you could be focused on like mindfulness. You could be focused on somatic breathing, for example, or it could be something that you're doing that's connected to your breath to really ground yourself. You know, it is number 27. When you reduce it, of course, that is 9, hermit energy. So it can be that, you know, there's change afoot for you right now and you're prepared for it, that you intuitively knew it was coming and that you've been reflective and flexible and open to change. You know, this card, it can actually mean that, you know, you are more focused than ever before. You're really mindful of pressure, especially from the previous month. So I feel like you are managing stress levels. I also feel there's an energy here of strategy, rethinking a strategy perhaps. You know, it doesn't mean that you don't reach your goal. It could be that you're taking a deep breath and rethinking something in the month of May. And whatever decision you come up with, it's the right one. You know, I feel you're very intuitive, very instinctive in this month. Also, I mean, I don't see anything untoward here, but some of you are focused on your heart health. You know, you're just keeping things at optimum levels so that you keep healthy and keep on target there. You're really mindful of that. It's almost like I see as well, a lot of you in training. Now, this doesn't have to be physical training, but it could be like educational training. I see you doing something that your heart has been whispering for you to do, and you're just loving it, whatever it is. And I feel this could be a great month where you actually get news that you passed a test, or if you're having a test, I feel like, you know, it's good news there. I feel like you'll get like a certification or qualification a little bit later if you are doing some sort of course of learning during that time. Now, this is really random, but if you are working for a company, this could be a month where they ask you if you want more responsibility by doing a fire warden course, or perhaps, you know, a first aid course that's coming up there. It really highlights their investment in you. So if you're wondering how they feel about you, that company, if they're actually investing in training for you, it means they really like you and they want you to be there long term. So just watch out for that as well. If you're an entrepreneur, it could also be that you're deciding to get training for your employees or perhaps for yourself in order to, you know, be on top of your health and safety kind of requisite for your company. So let's put it like that. We've got the Judgment card, okay? So this is really about you following your calling, truly in the flow of listening to your life's mission, hearing the call and acting accordingly. So the Judgment card can also indicate that you're in a period of analysis. You know, you have a decision to make this month. I feel with the heart showing up twice. Well, I say twice, it's only once there, but I saw it on the back of this card that highlighted it's a big month for following your heart. You know, I didn't mention it just now, but because I said it's twice, I'm channeling the energy from my guides and what they want me to say about the cards. So they were highlighting that actually, well, there's 3 hearts there, to be honest, because there's 3. But I feel this is like you being in good measure of time to follow your heart, because this is reminding me of like a heart sand timer. Okay, maybe that is relevant. I'm not seeing it in the water, but it's just giving me that image in my mind's eye. There's a difference between what I see in the water scrying and what I see in my mind's eye. So maybe this may be relevant. Keep it as a sign, because I feel it's a good luck sign. It's something that you will see that is a measure that you're on the right course. Now, the Judgment card, it can also indicate that, you know, you are planning something, okay? I feel there's an energy here of you tapping into the right path for you, making that decision, making the right one, and instantly, as soon as you make that decision, it shows up that you are on course, you're on target. I also see a rebirth of your energy, more energy here. I feel that, you know, there is an awakening as well. This can be an epiphany or realization, something that you're like, oh my gosh, that's a better way. The goal is still the same. You still reach the goal, but there's a better way or an easier way for you to do it. Judgment card can also indicate that you're really in tune with the universe, that suddenly you're having psychic flashes if you're prone to that. And if you're not, it could be that you suddenly have a knowingness and you're proven right on something. This could be a conversation. It could be an event. So pay close attention to your hunches, but also to your dreams in this month as well, because I feel that your vision becomes your reality, very much so. We'll go a little bit deeper on that one as well for you with that Judgment card energy. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardians, Angels. Can you please? I mean, for some of you, it could be that, as I said, you're having a test, so you feel judged on your work or your performance or something that you have been doing there. So this could be like a month where if you're a creative, for example, your work is on display and you feel judged, but actually people are going to love it. The heart space is highlighted, which means people receive it really well. It could also be a month where you connect to a partnership or have a deal offered to you. It doesn't have to be that if you're a creative, it could be that there's a new client or a new kind of way of working or an alliance. Maybe some of you are going to get a manager if you're like an actor or performer during this month, or a publishing deal if you're a writer, or, you know, you get an opportunity that completely aligns. You're in the right place at the right time to meet that opportunity. We've got the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords actually is a bit of a misunderstood card. It means to be independent. 7s tend to be about, you know, thinking about an alternative way. It tends to be about you honoring your energy, living life according to your own terms without people pleasing. So you're following your heart. Also, I would say this could be a busy month. You know, this card can represent, you know, don't go too quickly because you may miss something and you may have to return to it. Okay, I would say pay close attention to hard copy mail during this month, also emails, spam folders, things like that, missed calls, because there's an energy here of missing something and having to return to it. You may also discover someone made a mistake that you're going to have to step up and correct. It doesn't feel like it's your mistake, but ultimately you save the day is what I'm being given there as well. Now, thanks so much. I'm so grateful. I'm being given two energies here. You know, of course, this card, it can indicate, you know, theft. Okay, so the energy I just got from my guides was like someone may steal your heart in the month of May. So either a person or maybe a pet steals your heart. Maybe you're adopted by a pet, for example. You know, someone could steal your heart in the month of May. So if you're looking for love, I would say that, you know, that this month is a really great one for a romance, for a relationship. But I'm going to clarify that a little bit more, because with the Seven of Swords present, I would say just get to know this person. Don't rush into it, just in case, you know, there's something that perhaps they need to reveal to you first before really developing the relationship further. Let me just have a look at that. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? We've got the Moon card. Yeah, something hidden there. Is it something negative? I mean, have they got someone else? Is there marriage there? What's going on? Can you please show me? Wheel of Fortune, no, you're destined to meet this person. It's a fated relationship, but it could be that, you know, they're not proud of their past. They're trying to change their ways. And it could be something that you have the potential to judge them on. But true love, of course, it does not judge. There's no judgment there. So let me just see. Ace of Pentacles. This person is true blue, okay? But based on their past, whatever the past is, that they will reveal to you, because the moon is the hidden comes to light. You know, it could be that there's a moment where you have to really follow your heart on this. And with the Ace of Pentacles, I feel that this person, with the Wheel of Fortune, you're destined to meet this person, and actually they're offering a healthy relationship. So if they've told you about something regarding their past, I feel like they've gone back to change it. They are, you know, they've had their karma and they're changing things, is what I'm being given there. Also, because the Seven of Swords is present and the Ace of Pentacles, if you're in crowds of people, because I feel a lot of you may be going to some sort of event that's outside, festival, market type thing like that, I would say just keep a close eye on your possessions, especially any pockets. Zip them up if you have zips, or just keep your purse or something like closed, rucksacks closed, things like that, because there may be an opportunist who just, you know, it's connected to money. For some of you, it could be a cell phone as well, swiped off the counter or something like that, an opportunist energy. So I don't want you to be paranoid. Whatever it is, you know, there is a replacement energy. Some of you, it could be insured, or perhaps you catch this person before it happens, because I feel more than anything, you catch this person, or you're intuitively aware before it happens. Like suddenly you have a feeling, a hunch, because the moon is hunch energy. It means pay close attention to your intuition. So it could be that you're walking and then suddenly you feel you should bring your bag to the side, and unbeknownst to you, that intuition was making you do that because a person was about to try and do something, but you have avoided disaster because intuitively you just did it. So I feel like you avoid it, but it's something to just be mindful of, okay? So I hate giving that message, but I got to honor the energy that comes through, okay? Now, I would also say in this month that, you know, any new ideas, patent them, copyright them. There's a potential for someone to try and steal your ideas, or if you are an online social presence, for example, someone may try to pretend that they're you, or pretend, of course, that whatever it is you've created, they're passing it off as their own. Same with the boss, for example. It could be that someone tries to say that your ideas are their own and they take the credit for it. I would also say that there's an energy here of bonus coming in April to May is what I see. So I feel there could be more money available to you on a positive level. And also I see you getting a gift. Okay, I see you getting a gift in the month of May there. And what else? I'm being given an energy as well of some sort of parcel that comes your way. I feel it's something that you purchased. It may not be what you thought it was, and you'll have to return it. And you may have to chase the person in order to get the money back, okay? You will, but they may go a little bit ghost for a little while, okay? And whether that's on purpose, I can't tell, or whether it's just that they're away, I can't tell, but you may have to wait for that compensation to come back, okay? Or that refund to come back. So that's coming out there as well. Really random what's coming out, but I have to honor everything that comes out. Basically, this is an overview of what is happening month by month based on the energies, and of course, I'll go deeper monthly readings, but this is what's coming out for each month so far for you. Now, as we move into June, we have outer core, okay? And it says fluidity. So being flexible, this is a big detoxifying month, purity. I would say lots more water intake as well. I feel like you're on optimum water level. So if you're feeling a little bit kind of dehydrated, in March there for you, I feel like you are back on optimum water levels by then on a personal kind of like health review energy. Now, this card, of course, it's number 12. It says Hangman energy, which is, of course, Pisces energy. So this is about you feeling your best. This is about you kind of like feeling bold and daring and open. And, you know, I would say as well that it's a strong month for you to be in love. You know, whether you're in a high-level commitment or whether you are, you know, just meeting someone, I feel there's an energy of like romance, of kind of like being available, emotionally available to this person and vice versa. I'm also getting an energy, of course, of you feeling that the tides are with you rather than against you when it comes to life and opportunity and your energy. And, you know, number 12 can indicate that some things are like on hold, or it can indicate like industry. For example, if you've purchased something, there could be a delay. It could also be that, you know, perhaps some services are like suspended, whether that's travel, whether that's a delay in something that perhaps you utilize in your home, internet provider, things like that. It could be some glitches in this month. I don't like to give that message, but it is coming out there. But on a more positive level, this is about you kind of like holding on to, you know, new ideas that are beneficial to you. This is about you have an incredible mind and treating yourself in a healthy manner, you know, not self-sabotaging yourself by connecting to anything that is negative or toxic or tempting. You know, sometimes we're tempted to connect to things that we know are not good for us. We all do it. No fingers pointed here. We all do it. We all fall into that. And I feel like you're being mindful of not falling into old habits, or, you know, I feel like you're breaking old habits this year. And I feel this is the new version of yourself that I feel collectively everyone is stepping into this year. You're holding yourself to account as well. Now, I'm really getting an energy of you changing your mind on something in this month. So let me just pull a card on that. What's going on there for you? Okay. The Moon card and the Wheel of Fortune. So something really exciting suddenly appears. You know, the Moon is the hidden. It can indicate an opportunity that's been brewing in the ether. The universe has been winging its way for you, and suddenly it appears, and it's like a plot twist month for you. So I feel this is a card that highlights you're going to be flexible. You may change your mind on something, but that's your prerogative, and I feel it's really good for you, whatever it is you change your mind to, okay? I feel there's a fortuitous energy, good luck. I would say some of you may even take a risk on something that it's a calculated risk. You've really ruminated on it, you've thought about it, but also it can be that you're seeing that your life is turning around, and that you're romancing your life a little bit more. You're doing more things that make you feel good. And there's an energy, of course, of having the best of both worlds. You know, this is a card, the Moon card is about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, but also there's a dog and wolf in the card, which represents independence with the wolf, pathfinder, perhaps there's a new way or a better way, and the dog can represent companionship, people coming together, having loyalty in friendships, but also it can be that you're comfortable in a position and you're maintaining a position which is nice, but at the same time you want to find alternative ways of doing something or something a little bit more exciting. So I feel like some of you may like shift a cycle or just identify where you're feeling comfortable, which is nice. But when we get too comfortable, suddenly we feel a little bit itchy feet in life. This could be in a job. It could be in an opportunity. It could be in a neighborhood or a friendship, for example. You know, if you've been hanging around with one person all the time, that's great because they're your bestie. But at the same time, you may want to kind of like meet new people during this month and get out there. I feel it's a very sociable month, but also I feel it's like fresh new ideas, fresh new events, and really doing something different, bold and daring that perhaps you've never even done before. And it really just changes your energy up and gives you life is what I feel there. Now, with the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the water there, I would say you're going to see an increase in health when it comes to your eyes, because of course there's an eye there. Also, I feel there's an increase in optimism in your mental health as well, your energy levels. I mean, you could be a little bit more sensitive in your emotions this month, but I feel they're good emotions. All emotions are pretty good, actually, as long as we witness and acknowledge that they shall pass, but they are highlighting something's wrong. Like, for example, anger. You know, we're told anger is a bad emotion. Well, of course, it is if you're hurting other people or hurting yourself, but ultimately anger is an inner compass gauge letting you know that either someone else has overstepped a mark and you're frustrated about it and you're trying to kind of like articulate how you feel about this occurrence, and you're like trying to express that that's not acceptable and build a healthier boundary. But it could also be that something isn't, going well in your world, or you feel stuck in a rut, you feel there's excess energy and it builds up, and anger tells you something needs to change. So it's about acknowledging and witnessing the emotions and what they're telling you based on the reflection of what's going on in your life, okay? Now we have 10 of Wands. So busy month. I feel this is to be flexible. 10 of Wands can indicate that you're very, very strong, okay? That you've been dealing with a lot, that you are potentially at capacity this month. It could be that you have a lot on your plate. You don't really want to feel overstretched this year or overwhelmed this year. But if there was ever a month where, things could get frustrating, I would say that August is definitely one of them, but also June. There could be something. If things are suspended or things are not showing up on time, 10 of Wands can indicate you're a little bit frustrated there. This is a card of exhaustion, so just watch out for that. Healthcare, very important. Replenishing your energy. Spending time in water, very important. Some of you may take a walk by the ocean if you're lucky enough to do that, or take a trip there. Or maybe this is about like energizing yourself in water, taking salt baths, cleansing your energy. But this could be a big month where you have a lot on your plate. 10 of Wands indicates that you may take on too much, and that's where it comes back to you can change your mind. Okay, that's your prerogative. So it could be that you reschedule something, or you say, actually, that's not for me. When I really think about it, actually, I don't want to do it. So, that's your prerogative there with that. The 10 of Wands also indicates you're so close to accomplishing something. Those wands are about to be set down at the home space. So it could be that you're closer than you think to the end of a cycle or a goal. Maybe you feel like you're far away from it, but actually you're really closer than you think. And I don't like to give this message, but also there could be an awkward misunderstanding in this month. Okay, I'm just being given this oh, well, that was a weird conversation. Like one of the ones that when you're in an elevator, you're with someone and you're like, hey, everything great? Yeah, everything great. Yeah, well, I was doing the cleaning the other day, and I just thought how great things are, and it's like, what am I saying? What so it could be one of those eggy moments. I'm just giving you an example. It's really a lame example, to be honest, but I just feel there could be an awkward conversation with someone, but I feel like you redeem yourself, or the person who is being awkward redeems themselves. So it could be someone new coming into your world, or perhaps someone says something a little bit off kilter, and you're like, what? That's weird. And you kind of distance yourself, but then they kind of explain that they're nervous, or that they said something out of turn. They're like, sometimes I should really engage my brain before I say things, and I'm sorry. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand. I feel you understand what happened there with that. Anything else I'm getting from that 10 of Wands? Something big could end in this month, but it's refreshing. So it could be the end of a project or a cycle, or perhaps you complete something and it just feels freeing. Anything else my guys want to give me on this one? I mean, this could be a restless month where there's a need to change something. As I said, I feel like you change perspective, or you approach something in a different way. I feel like you have a lot of responsibilities, but you are flexible in that. And I feel these two cards, it can be that you're doing something where it's hard to see the wood for the trees. So it could be that you need to get a fresh new perspective, or take some time out away from it to see it a little bit more clearly. Okay. Also, I feel someone may ask you for a favor that you will accommodate because you're awesome, but at the same time, don't neglect your own needs. So if, for example, someone asks you to help out, give them an honest account of when you can do that. Okay, so it's like if they ask you to help out from 9 to 5, for example, and you're like, you know what, I'm only available 9 to 3. And they're like, oh, okay, just say, I'll be there, but I have to leave at 3. And they will honor that. But you have to be upfront with that because I feel they may be a little longer than they thought, but they'll have to accommodate that with someone else. So that's coming out there as well. Now, as we move into July, we have a wonderful card of expansion. You know, this is a fresh new energy. So I do feel a lot of you are like embarking on a new adventure. This could be if you're thinking about moving, that you actually settle in a new home, or you actually go to a new country and you finally kind of like get to grips with this new adventure. For some of you, this could be vacation. I feel big vacation energy, but it's number 1, which means, you know, you are in magician energy. It means that you're focused. It means that the path is clear. You know, if you look at the nature of the water that has been in your reading, it's like you're thirsty for something, then everything is like happening at once. It's like buses, you know, all the opportunities just flow upon you and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, it would be nice if it tempered the energy and, you know, came at a nice time, but it feels like there's a lot going on in that month and suddenly it's calm. Suddenly it's clear, and I really feel that you can make a lot of headway in this month as well. You know, this card indicates that you're focused, you are moving forward, you've definitely overcome an obstacle by this point, and you know your true north and you're moving towards it. You're brave and bold, and I feel that you have more than one purpose, but I feel like you're locked onto something that is incredibly important to you. I'm actually seeing a candelabra in this month. Okay, I'm seeing an image in the water, candelabra. So this could be that you're hosting an event for some of you, or it could be that, you know, people are coming over, maybe you're doing dinner. It could also be illumination, suddenly a lot of clarity. You know, if you think about the nature of candelabra, it can be to, you know, guide, you know, in the darkness perhaps, or I'm being given an energy of like, the circadian rhythm as well. So it could be some of you are embracing like natural light. You know, when the sun kind of goes down, that you're embracing like candelabra or candles rather than unnatural light so that you can reset your circadian rhythm. For some of you, that's not obviously going to represent all of you, but I just feel that energy. I mean, it's a very hopeful month. Candles tend to represent hope and renewal and just being on target. And this is a fresh new start energy. So you could be trying new things or doing new things in this month. It doesn't have to be like a fresh new job or anything. It could be a new project, a new client, or just like, you know, a new neighborhood coming out of your usual parameters, comfort zone, in order to explore different places. Very explorative month for you there as well. You could try a new style during this month, or spend time with new people there, join a new group in this month as well. Some of you may also feel like you've hit a plateau in some of the things that you promised yourself in the beginning of the year. So if you are hitting the gym, for example, and you're doing a certain diet or exercise, it could be that it plateaus to the point of June, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm maintaining and sustaining, but I want to do more, so maybe I have to shake things up a bit, try a new exercise, or perhaps make an addition or a subtraction from a diet and try something new there in order to move through that glass ceiling. The Devil card, okay. So the Devil card can indicate, yeah, that you've highlighted an area where you've been feeling stuck and that you move away from it. Yeah, expansion. You're away from something that has been negative. For some of you, this is totally detoxifying because the Devil card can indicate that you're in control, especially with the Chariot card and this card. You're in control of a temptation or some sort of addiction there. It can be that you fully got the measure of it and you have overcome it. It can also indicate that you've highlighted something that has been worrying you for some time, and now you're managing stress levels or worry or anxiety. You know, the Devil card, I love this particular Devil card because, you know, there's a shadow that looks very ominous there, and when you locate the actual root cause, it's an innocuous pair of hands. It's like there's nothing really to fear. When you see the root cause of something, you identify it. You actually just destroy the illusion of it, or the grip or the hold that it had on you before. So the curtains or revealing something. So I feel this could be a big reveal month for something, but you realize that it doesn't trigger you or it doesn't hurt you or it has no control over you and you move away from it. Chariot card is success, it's triumph. But also it can be that something really exciting and successful in terms of news comes this month and it sets you a little bit nervous again. You know, every time you reach a pinnacle point where there is good news, you may start to worry, okay? Also, it could be something that you are worried about in the month of July there, but you realize when you get to identify a little bit deeper or you go and see about it, you realize it's nothing to worry about, okay, with that Chariot card. You're moving on, you're making progress, it's fine. You know, the Devil card can also highlight, especially when it comes to finances, it can indicate that you feel a little bit obsessed about your finances during this time, that you're really looking at them and you're keeping a tight rein on your finances in this month. So it could be a big travel month, for example. You're keeping your eye on your budget. You're experiencing something new, exciting, and wonderful. You're having a great time, but you're just keeping an eye that you don't overspend in this month as well, okay? Or it could be that you're saving and making sure that you have the funds in order to go on a vacation in the following month is what I see there, okay? Chariot card, some of you, there is an energy of upgrading your car during this month or upgrading a cell phone or upgrading something. Big upgrade energy here. I would also say that for some of you, just make sure that you don't get locked into a contract on something that is longer than its term. Or look into the finer details of a contract because you may need to remove something that actually you do not agree with. Okay, let's pull a card on that. The Devil card can also just indicate that you're dealing with a Capricorn, okay, that there's some sort of success. Maybe you're awarded something and the person has strong Capricorn placements, or you partner up with someone, maybe even go on a road trip with someone who has strong Capricorn and you're just going to have a wonderful time. We have, Three of Cups, celebration. It's something you've been waiting for. Hangman energy. You're being celebrated. This is a Pisces energy, of course, with the Hangman. It's a major arcana, so it means something you have been hanging back and waiting for, or perhaps getting a new perspective on. Three of Cups, you celebrate this. So great news, great month to celebrate. This is a fantastic month for you, and I feel you're going to be more sociable in this month as well. Getting out there, festivals, music events, or just pop-up things in your neighborhood. A lot of you are traveling during this month as well, and you may be just enjoying the culture, the historical energy that it lends, where it informs you, but also, you know, it intrigues you as well. Some of you, it could be that you identify a place that you have an affinity with and you think long-term about perhaps retiring there as well. Okay, Three of Cups, especially since the Three of Cups is there, some of you may be tempted to renege on, some alcohol that perhaps you've given up, or, if you've been on the wagon for a little while on something, doesn't have to be alcohol. It can be that there's a temptation there, but the Hangman, you hold back. You do not connect to that, okay? That's coming out there too. It's a big month to make progress on something that you've been working hard to accomplish, something you've been disciplined with, that you've, committed to, dedicated yourself to. I see victory in this month for you, and, you celebrating a win there as well. And maybe even people who thought you wouldn't do it actually see you thrive and celebrate that victory there as well. They're watching from the sidelines of your success. Now, as we move into August, we have pressure. Okay, so this can indicate high-paced month, a lot of stuff going on there. You're trying to keep on top of your projects. Someone may even push your buttons in this month. It says here, transformation pressure. Now, I do get an energy, of course, pressure is also a measure that something needs to change. So you may identify where you have been accepting something that is less than you truly deserve, or perhaps you are shifting something so it becomes more reciprocal there and balanced and fair. But ultimately, this card, it's number 26. When you reduce it, of course, it's 8. So this is about you and managing stress levels this month. And it can indicate that you view pressure in a different way, either being negative, of course, or being a shaper of your worlds, directing that excess energy into positive influence to transform your life. When we feel a little bit stuck in a rut or we feel frustrated, that is a measure that something needs to change. And if things are not changing around you, you are the person who changes. So I feel a big transformative month for you, but I feel you're on top of things, you're managing stress levels, and I feel you're transforming your world because something has perhaps become at a disadvantage, for example. And what I mean by that is that, there's something that you have been working towards that is very, very positive, but it's now hit a plateau, and it's like you want to increase or expand from that because you have the previous month of expansion. And if you feel like you cannot level up this one thing, you may feel, well, now it's at a disadvantage. It's not working for me. So for example, if you have a high interest bank account, for example, and you are doing really well, saving interest from this, suddenly, the financial institution may change their conditions and the interest rate may go down. So no longer is it beneficial to you. So it's a bit of a frustrating time where you have to now move accounts if you are on top of your savings plans, for example, and you have to shift things around and you're a little bit frustrated, but at the same time, you're doing what is right for you. I'm just giving you an example, okay? So I would say this month, this is about transforming. There's some changes going on, but also I feel it could be an at capacity month as well, where you have a lot on your plate. You may even overcommit yourself in this month too. We've got the Hierophant there. You learn more about what you're capable of. Also, this is about have faith. You're going to get through this, whatever it is. I feel this is, when you're at the top of your game, when you're about to have a major breakthrough moment, suddenly things get a little bit chaotic. So this could be, chaos swirling around you, but structure, again, works really well for you. Also, the Hierophant energy, it can indicate that perhaps you are kind of like up against a system. For example, you're contesting something, or you are standing for what you believe is right, but perhaps someone is opposing your energy, and it could be this headbutting or this pressure, but eventually I feel things will go in your favor. Because there is a big old eyeglass around that owl, I'd say you're keeping your eye on pressure. So if you are someone who is paying attention to your eye health, it could be that, you or keeping your eye on eye pressure, for example, during this time. Again, I don't see anything negative there. I feel like you may get a consultant, as I said earlier, that really helps you and is sympathetic to whatever symptom it is that you're going through. And this can be across the board. Doesn't have to be that it's connected to eye health in particular. Also, this card is a card of secret knowledge. Okay, so I feel some of you may even discover something that not many other people know about, and you may feel the pressure of having to keep it to yourself. You'll reveal it when the moment is right, but a secret could out in this month, and you feel that you have to keep it to yourself until the moment is right. You discover something. I also see that this is a prime time, if you work for a company where people in positions of authority, they could be under a lot of pressure. It could be a seasonal thing where it's not personal, but someone could snap or overstep a mark, and you may stand up to them and say, actually, no, that's not acceptable. And they really respect you for that, but you're diplomatic in the way that you call it out. If you're an entrepreneur, it could be that there's some rules or regulations changing or shifting with whatever it is that you're connected to, and it could put you under a little bit of extra pressure to learn how to do the new thing or fill in forms or something like that. I feel a lot of administrative tasks in this month, a lot of documents, important documents, maybe even legal structures there as well, and it can be it adds more work to your load, which is frustrating, but you're on top of it. Yeah. Five of Wands, a little bit of conflict or challenge there, but also Five of Wands is to be in training for something. Okay, so it can be that, everything is coming together, as I mentioned, just before you're about to have a major breakthrough on something, things get a little bit chaotic. These figures are actually trying to create a pentacle there. As you can see, this wand is about to come to the final structure and create a pentacle. So, the star and the pentacle. So it can indicate that, something that you are working on, the final pieces are kind of being locked in, and it's frustrating because you want it to happen now, but you may have to kind of wait for someone, or someone is not showing up in the time frame, or perhaps there's just a little delay there. There's an energy of pressure. The Five of Wands also can indicate that you actually put a little bit of extra pressure on yourself to either be more physical or hit the gym, for example, or the pressure ramps up because you are doing something regarding education. I feel there was an energy of conflict as well. People just being a little bit more snappy in that month, okay? But whatever is on the other side for you is positive. This could be that, you are an independent person, financially independent, that you are being grounded in your energy where there is lots of chaos around you. It could also indicate that you're working hard to keep your money, save it, for example, and stick to your plans. You know, this card actually means you're having a glow up. So I feel like you're managing stress levels and you are learning what you're capable of. I feel being at the top of your game is hard to sustain, of course. So it could be that you're extra critical on yourself and, you know, you're still like having this glow up. You're still in a really great position. You know, this card can represent not just education, but richness of that knowledge or that education or even financial richness. It can be like you're in a safe position, self-assured, and you're really fabulous, of course, but it can indicate that there's rivalry or jealousy around you, and it can add some extra pressure. You're just being you, okay? I feel you're free enough to make some alternative decisions, but there may be someone who sees what you're doing and feels a little bit jealous. Like, for example, a boss. If they see that you're capable of doing their job and yours, and that people in positions of authority are noticing you, I feel there could be a little bit of jealousy there. Or you could see a rival if you're an entrepreneur. Someone, you know, tries to either badmouth your business during this time, or, you know, I feel like they'll fail. Okay, that's coming out surely there for you, so I want you to be aware of that. But it could also be that there's like extra pressure. Okay, something as simple as like you fill in a form and a person sends it back to you saying you didn't tick that box, and you're like, what? It's obvious that, you know, that box should be ticked, or you didn't tell me I had to tick that box, and then you got to go and do it all over again. So it could be something frustrating. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of frustrating administrative stuff in this month for you. Moving on from that, we do have gravity. Okay, so this is all about your gravitas, your personal power. And also, as you can see, this change, it revolutionizes you. Big changes going on in this part of the year for you. I feel this is about you elevating. As you can see, gravity, it's like you're defying gravity. This figure is literally sitting on top of the world. So this is a good thing. All those animals represent your instinctive nature, sees you on top of your circumstances. And, you know, this card, it also indicates that, you know, you're getting things from a grounded perspective. You're in a position of power, gravitas. You know, you're acknowledging what you are capable of and how in control of your life you really are. But also this could be you looking at your attachments, your commitments in your world, and seeing that, you know, you've been flexible, but everyone's paying attention because you are a real force to be reckoned with. I'm just going to pull a quick card on that because I also feel something could be delayed or suspended in this month. This could be due to travel for you, actually, what I see. So if you're having a quick getaway, there could be some travel delays there. We've got the star. Star indicates you're spotlighted for success. This is a great month to go global, be famous, or have your reputation really increase. You know, star energy is a wish being delivered, something that you're connected to, something you've been manifesting or praying for there. But also the star is a healing energy. So you may find an affinity with animals, spend time like at an animal farm, for example, or be out in nature. Also, I feel the star energy, it really indicates that you're recognized for what you do and appreciated. This could be with the people that you're connected to. It doesn't have to be animals or your boss or anything like that. It can be your family, just acknowledging that, you know, you're showing up and you're doing the best with the circumstances that you've got. And actually, you're really doing a great job there. You know, the star indicates there's a brighter future to look forward to. So you could be like zooming out of your current circumstances, seeing things from a higher perspective and planning the next stages, strategizing something for the end of the year or even something for the beginning of the year. Lots of good news in this month for you. This is the month of September. Really great news for you there as well. And I feel like you're on optimum levels, you're shining your light, and I feel that there is a connectedness here where everything is running as smoothly as possible. And, you know, I would say also the star energy, it's more about your hopes and dreams, the potential, and, you know, new concepts, being inspired this month, new ideas, maybe launching something a little bit new there, something that will be seen by a lot of people there too. So it could be that you're diversifying during this time. You know, if you're like retired, it could be that you're visiting people, friends, from, you know, distant places, or you're making a plan to meet up somewhere. It could be that you're road tripping or traveling somewhere and you agreed to meet, or it could be that, you know, you're going to a place where you've wanted to go for a long time and you're just plot pointing all the destinations and your dream comes true. You get to go to that vacational point. Or for some of you, it could be that you're purchasing property abroad and finally you're connected with the right people to help you do that. Okay. Now, as we move into the month of October, we have depth lake. Okay, so this is really submerging yourself in something. This is zooming out, and this is the submerge. You're getting really involved in something there. Depth indicates big conversations, really soul-searching questions going on there, but also big, deep questions with people. I see people around a fire in this vision right now for this card. So it could be this is a month where family gather, you know, if you're lucky enough to gather around a fire pit, or perhaps there's some sort of event that has like a bonfire or something, but I'm seeing a fire pit rather than a bonfire. It could be an event where people gather around, tell stories, or there's a coming together there energy. That's what I'm seeing. But also fire is kind of rejuvenative. It means that you are regenerating your energy, but also, you know, creating a new landscape for yourself to plant new ideas or seeds or new projects and things like that. You know, this card, it is number 31 when you reduce it. 3 plus 1 is 4, which is about a foundation. And it means that you've not taken the shallow route. You've gone direct to what it is that you want. You're doing a deep dive in your dreams and your goals. You're not cutting corners. You provide a great service, or you've been a great friend, or you have done yourself a good service by honoring your body and its needs. So I feel this is about you kind of like taking stock of things, taking your time with a decision as well. I feel there's a decision to be made, but ultimately, I feel this is about you kind of like acknowledging that everything is coming together as planned and that you can relax. There's an energy of relaxing there as well. I see a lot of inner child work going on in this month too. So it could be that you are really looking at the legacy that you leave, who you are, the journey that you've had, the challenges, and where you are now in this point in the month of October there for you, okay? So we have the Justice card. Now, the Justice card is about fairness. It's about reciprocity. Good karma comes to you this month, but also I feel like you may be making a decision, as I mentioned, and you're going to make the right one. But it must be that you really submerge yourself in the details. This card can be do a little bit of extra digging, okay? Do some more investigative work on whatever it is before you make that decision, because you want to make sure that you see below the surface. You know, if you think about the nature of an iceberg, okay, this is not an iceberg, but it's a, you know, it's a landberg, shall we say. It's a little island. You know, on the surface, it looks like it's only this big, but actually there's more depth to it. So, you know, there's a potential there for you to perhaps, you know, not see something or miss the kind of like whole picture, as it were, unless you do a little bit more digging. So that's coming out there as well. This could be legal in nature for some of you. Could be that you're setting up a legal structure and there's something that perhaps you may need to get advice on because you can't see it clearly or you can't understand it, for example, and you need it explained to you. The Justice card can also indicate that you are making some adjustments based on some information that you've just found out, and you need to, not course correct, but you need to like stay on top of it in order to get the best out of it. You know, the Justice card can also indicate that you're doing what is right for you. And it can be that you're involved in something that maybe is not right for other people, but you're doing what is best for you at this point. And what else am I getting here? You know, with the Justice card, it can be about diplomacy. Okay, I feel this is about conversations that you see both sides of the story and you make a decision based on that. But also, I feel this could be that you finally bring your worries completely into perspective and see that actually you dived on in to your goals. You're bold and daring, and there was nothing to worry about. So you conquer something fully, and you're completely submerged in it, and it's really working for you during this time. I'd also say lots of documents, administrative tasks going on there as well. I'd say even though there's an energy of you being submerged, I feel like you are very productive in this month and getting a lot done. Let me just pull some clarifier cards on this, just to get a little bit more on this month for you. The Lover's card and the Three of Cups. So whatever it is, you're going to love it. It's a manifestation that has come through for you, and you celebrate it. Some of you will withdraw in order to, as I said, think about the legacy that you leave and how much you've accomplished. But also, you know, I feel by this point, you're in a high-level commitment. You're in love. And I feel this could be you going out with your partner, kind of like fully submerged in a relationship, and maybe like, you know, going out there with friends. For some of you, if you're in a relationship, it could be when you introduce your new significant other to your friends. It could be that you're taking the plunge, as it were, really putting a label on a relationship. But the Lover's card at grassroots, it's a law of attraction card. It means something that your heart desires. I feel it's something perhaps from the month of May for you that comes through in the month of October, okay? And it's something you celebrate. There's a lot of joy, a lot of celebration here. Very sociable month for you as well. You're going to love this month. It just feels like everything that you're involved in is calm, serene, and that you can relax, okay? Now, as you move into the month of November, we've got Purity, Ice. So big detoxifying year for you. You're focused on, you know, keeping water levels at optimum. I feel with this card, you're solidifying things. This figure is protected. And, you know, you're making progress. Horses are always about progress. So I feel something, if you look at the nature of these horses, they're coming out of a very dark cloud. Okay, so it can be there was a bit of a turbulent, bumpy energy, but now you're coming out the other side. And now this horse is like wild and free. You're rewilding your life. You're connecting to your passions. And, you know, this is a card of dormancy. So it can be that you are kind of like in hermit mode, or you are kind of like hibernating a little bit, going completely off grid. Maybe some of you are detoxing from like electronic gadgets during this month in order to get better quality sleep, or, you know, basically have more peace of mind. You know, this card, it is number 33, which is a very exciting number. There's a lot of numerical synchronicity in your reading, 44, 22, 33, you know, so I would pay close attention to your numbers there. But this card, it actually means that you are moving forward and the way is clear, and, you know, that the path has been made clear. There's nothing to worry about for you, and that, you know, you'll always find a solution to anything that comes up there too. I would say also that this could be a month where there is some, you know, snow perhaps, or seasonal weather, or it gets a little bit colder, like a really like snap frost that comes like suddenly there. But more than anything, I see progress here. For a lot of you, it could be that either you're setting up second streams of income this year, and suddenly something you set up is making money while you sleep, or things are ticking over like passive income, and it just feels like you can relax, that you've done a lot this year, and this is your like coming to the end of the year relaxation period. You may even have a getaway during this time with your partner or your family. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? We got the Empress. Okay, so the Empress indicates creativity, nourishing yourself in a different way where you're on optimum levels. This is a family time card. It can indicate that also it's a very productive time for you, where you see the benefit, the rewards of everything you've worked really hard for, and now you can relax. Also, I would say that for some of you, if you're pregnant, that during the year, this could be a time where you decide to go on maternity leave, for example, in November, before you give birth. What else? You may even hear of a pregnancy in and around this month as well, is what I'm being given. But ultimately, this is a card of transformation. So you may withdraw into self in order to make some quiet changes in this month as well for you. It feels like you are replenishing your energy in the end of the month, especially November. I do see that there is an energy here of unconditional love as well. So you will spend time with family or the people that you consider your soul tribe. And I see a compliment coming in this month for you as well. Someone sends you a compliment. I feel it's a written compliment. Okay, so I don't know what that could be, but it feels like a written compliment. We have King of Wands energy. So if you're with a partner, as I said, spending time with your significant other, very passionate time, spending the day in bed sort of energy for you both, because we got the King of Wands and we've got the Ace of Wands. So hello, this could be a very passionate, intense time for you this month. So you go off grid in order to focus on other things. But also it could be that you are withdrawing into self in order to transform or, have new creative projects on the go, brainstorm during this time. Very transformative energy. Could be to power up in terms of your energy levels, because wands are all about your energy, your ambition, your drive, your determination to make progress. I definitely see that. I mean, a new project comes in, for sure. I would say a lot of you, there's also a strong potential for a new role or a promotion to become available during this month as well. I would say that you're transforming your money. I also feel like as you move into the month of December, it feels like, gifting, spending, of course, that's an obvious one, but I feel like you have allotted a certain amount of money aside to take care of that, but you're still on top of your savings plans is what I see there as well. Ace of Wands indicates a radical transformation. So it could be something that is added to your wardrobe, perhaps more color to your wardrobe, or maybe even a fancy dress party or something like on the cusp from October to November there coming through. I definitely see some sort of celebration around you there as well. And I feel also this is a big month for connecting to your higher self, developing your spiritual gifts or deepening your belief system as well there. And as we move into December, we have atoms. So this is like a taking stock month, a review month where you see that everything is coming together. As you can see, this boat, it represents your journey, and it kind of shows that this figure is picking and choosing all the golden opportunities that are going to come with that person into 2026. So I feel like you're taking stock of things, and I feel things are ramping up for you and coming together. The compartments of everything that you want, it's like you broke it down in order to really prioritize it, focus on it, transform it, and now it feels like it's ready to come back together again. And it's number 40, so it's a very powerful number. You're ending the year on a solid foundation. You're secure. I feel like things are doing really well in your family unit or your soul tribe. Of course, there's always blips along the way, a little bit of conflict, bumpy bits, but I feel on the whole, there's an energy of everything coming together as it should and being in its place. Now, this is a card that highlights everything is connected by the same building blocks of matter, and you are connected. You are electric in this month, going out there, soul tribing, vibrating at a high frequency, lots of markets or things to do, sparkly energy. You're buzzing. There's a real electricity about you. You made sure that life did not remain stagnant. You held to your belief system, and you can see a lot of growth there as well. And I feel like you are transforming, creating space for new things to come on in as you move into 2026. This is about variety being the spice of life. And if you really think about it, it's about the vibrations of the universe that you've connected to, and that you can see reward, that things are coming together. They're taking shape nicely. And now you're maintaining and sustaining. Let's see what's happening here. We've got the Hangman. So this is about you thinking about yourself, reflecting about you, because of course, again, it is a Pisces card, but also it's about kind of hibernating. It feels like the energy at the end of the year starts to plateau or not feel so busy when it comes to your mind. It feels more that you're going out celebrating and, spending time socializing in the month of December. You may actually need to take some time to rest as well, but the Hangman is to release. It is to be suspended or to look at the sacrifices that you made and how you made time for opportunities, but you're giving yourself time to manifest new opportunities as well. Some of you may even think about turning your life upside down in this month. And what I mean by that is, you may suddenly decide to do something totally new and revamp your life in some way. You're looking at the missing ingredient that you want to focus on for the year in 2026. There's always something that we want to aspire to. So you may be thinking about that. But ultimately, you want to withdraw into self. Yeah, things are complete. The World card, you've been very, very successful. It's the end of a cycle. It's come to the end of the year, and you're focusing on new goals, very productive. Don't get me wrong. I feel like you're still doing things, focusing on your tasks and responsibilities, which you are throughout the whole of the year. Some of you will take a vacation or a trip during this period. A lot of you, it will be with family. But I feel this energy of like balance in alignment. Some of you may also contemplate new learning or perhaps become a mentor throughout this year, or maybe set yourself up to really establish yourself as a mentor as you move forward. But it's a fresh new cycle and you feel lighter. Okay, I feel like you just feel like you completed everything that you set your intentions to. I would also say bonus month. This is a month where you may get a large bonus, for example, if you're in a company where you can get one of those, or perhaps maybe even give yourself a bonus. Some of you are definitely thinking about migrating this year, and there's a major vacation or travel event in December for you as well. So I'm just going to go and get some final cards for you, okay, just to clarify. Thank you so much. Truly grateful. What else does my beautiful Pisces need to know? Okay, so we have juggling. Yeah, I definitely see it's a year of that for you. Lots of things going on, but in a good way. It says, juggling career, love, and issues leaves no space for memories. So this year, I did mention it's about, building memories, but also like at your inner core, what's important to you. Don't be in too much of a rush to miss the important moments. Okay, it says here, third party, many things in motion, and balance. So you're required to have that balance throughout the year. We've also got suspicion, okay? Now, it says here, the moment there is suspicion, everything becomes tainted, distrustful, cautious, disbelief. So there may be a moment of feeling a little bit suspicious about something. I feel it could be that you have a really honest, open conversation with someone and see it from a different perspective, and perhaps both of you being really honest and open about something that's caused conflict. But other than that, I can't see anything to be really suspicious of. Got to be honest with you. I mean, there was a Seven of Swords there. Just be a little bit mindful of your circumstances when you're in a crowd of people in the month of May. But other than that, I mean, if there's something that comes up in your world, be sort of mindful that once there is a break in trust, it will always taint your mindset with that person or that circumstance. And it's sometimes really hard to overcome that. So, maybe it's about digging deeper, getting the facts on something before you judge the situation. We all go there. Of course, we have a knee-jerk reaction to something. So perhaps you're tempering something there. But of course, remember, if there's a suspicion, sometimes there's no smoke without fire. Listen to your intuition. So I would just say it like that. We've also got shamanic drumming. So some of you are embracing this in the year ahead. More than anything, I feel like you're listening to your heart. When you think about the nature of the drum, it feels like a heartbeat. So I feel there's that energy there. It says, allow music to heal your soul and connect you to spirit, expression, music signs, sound healing. Look out for lyrics of songs. They're going to give you a lot of signs this year as well. But I feel you could manage stress levels or find yourself really refreshed in your soul by connecting to some sort of music that empowers you. And we've also got, the soul would have no rainbow if the eyes had no tears. So this is about honoring your emotions and recognizing that all emotions are important. If you think about the nature of a rainbow, of course, the ingredients are sun and rain. So we have to experience the darker times or the more troubling times or the frustrating times in order to embrace the happier times. So you're trying to create something really special. When you think about something unique like the rainbow, it's rare. And whatever it is that you're trying to create is rare, but you shall create it. But you must be aware that it's like, blood, sweat, and tears. You're going to accomplish it, but there has to be tears. And also there's something about the eyes there about, keeping them hydrated. So we've also got hobbies and crafts. Big year for that, following your passions, connecting to the more creative side of yourself. It says, cultivate a hobby or new forms of interest to keep your hands busy. Natural talent, second job, or projects. Now, I did say that some of you may be doing second streams of income or something that's passive, perhaps. This could be a creative endeavor, something that you do from home. I feel it would be very lucrative for you, especially if you're connected to the internet. Anything connected to the internet this year is actually going to be super, super beneficial. But even if you work in an office, you're still utilizing the internet. So I feel that's important to recognize as well. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket. No, my guide said don't forget about the other deck. They're right. There's one more deck for me to clarify. They want 2 cards from that, or 2 shuffles. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides. Please guide my beautiful Pisces. What do they need to know? I just heard don't rush. Don't rush. Okay, don't rush. So either that's for me or you, I'm not sure, but I just heard don't rush. That was my guide saying don't rush. So it says, remember, many of the clouds casting shadows aren't real. That devil card kept coming out, which highlights, you know, you're revealing something that perhaps, you know, isn't really a real problem or isn't really a real issue there. So you may identify something that perhaps has been keeping you a little bit stuck or frustrated on something, and you're pushing yourself to exhaustion. Enjoy yourself in between all your hard work. So yeah, I definitely see that is something to be mindful of, especially in and around the months that I actually mentioned earlier. And finally, we have know that you are safe and protected. Very important. I definitely see that that's come up, that you acknowledge that in November, but you'll see it throughout the whole year, that you are protected and directed. Even if something doesn't go your way or there's a setback, know that it's always for a reason. Something better is about to replace it. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune before we close. Okay, we've only got 1 trinket. We've got the angel. So this is about your calling. It's about being protected. It's about wishes being delivered. It's also about deepening your faith there as well, and meeting lots of people who will benefit your path this year. I'm also being given that you are an earth angel, and as we are in the year of karma coming back, expect a lot of good things to come your way, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you all. If you'd like to enter the competition to win a free personal reading, all you have to do is visualize the world and hold it in a golden ball of light, of healing, because I feel we're really going to need it this year. And all you have to do then, after you've had that vision, because that will just change vibrations, very important, what we think about becomes. And then in the comments box below, just put an emoji of a heart and an emoji of the world. And if you don't have access to any of those, just put heart world or something. But I will enter you into the competition, and I'll announce the winner of that competition at some point in February, okay? And thank you so much, my beautiful Pisces, and love and light.